Good day, champions. Welcome to this AI Championship first video. Now, I wanted to try this for a while, reviewing a game's AI and having all the individual unit AI battling it out. So to find out who really is the AI champion for Age of Empires 2 Definitive Edition, which is the game we'll start with. I love stats, and I was curious what the battle data would look like. So I'll very quickly explain the setup here, but if you wish to skip ahead to the battles, there'll be a timestamp in the description for you. So to make the championship a bit more manageable, I've broken the units into categories, and you can see here we have infantry, cavalry, siege, naval, and civilian. And then each one's broken down again into melee and ranged. So it's like melee would be a soldier and range would be an archer. And then in civilian, we have all the buildings that don't do any damage. So a civilian unit would be like a house or a gate, and civilian ranged would be, I think, a monk or a tower or a castle. They're under there. Because I mean, who wouldn't want to see a castle versus a house? Just see what happened. So looking at all the units, I think there was 400, 500, 600 units in total. Not the final image, but as an example, it was a huge table. So initially I started off by putting all the units into one giant league table and thinking, okay, I want everything to battle everything, and we'll see who is the ultimate champion. And maybe I will get around to that one day, but just looking at if you had Unit A versus Unit B, so that's a battle pair, there was 2 million battle pairs with all the units. And if you have just 1 minute video of each of the battles, that's about 4.5 years worth of video. So yeah, there's no way I'm gonna be able to get to all of that. So I thought I'm gonna break it down into groups, as you can see here. So the games I was interested in was a Gauntlet, which is like a knockout, and you see who's left standing out of all the units in that specific group. And then a league, which is in that group, everyone fights everyone. But obviously in a small group, so there's not 2 million battle pairs. And then you work out who's the best. So if a unit wins, it gets a point. And if a unit loses, then we record the amount of seconds that they survived. So between all the losers at the bottom of the league, you can see they'll be rated better by their survival time. If they last longer, then they'll do better than one that didn't. So here, for example, we have the ranged infantry group, has a Gauntlet and a league. And then maybe later there's a Gauntlet and a league for all the units combined. And then after that, maybe instead of it being the AI units, it can be the AI players fighting each other. And we can see who's the ultimate unit and the ultimate, civilization with the AI. And then I guess you could also have a King of the Hill where you put everyone into a soup and whichever unit comes out the best, or like whichever unit survives, to be honest. So I'm starting off with the Siege Melee group and the Gauntlet. So it's a nice knock 'em out we can get started with. Okay, so here's the lineup for the Siege Melee group. Now, as you can see, some of them have been stacked together. So for Battering Ram, for example, the Celts, the Slavs, and the Teutons have a slight difference or advantage compared to the rest of the civilizations. So they get their own Battering Ram-like unit. But Battering Ram 1, let me just look at the spreadsheet here. Battering Ram 1 is pretty much every civilization. Aztecs, Berbers, Britons, Bulgarians, the whole lot. To save time on the video, I have stacked all the civilizations together that have the same stats of a unit. So looking at the spreadsheet for Siege Ram 3, for example, that is Bulgarians and Tatars, because those two civilizations have matching values for that Siege Ram. And the values will be including the research, the unique traits, and the unique research to that civilization. But in each battle, you'll see on the HUD, I have added what each one has and everything. And they also have, each unit has a budget of 1,000 of each resource, like wood, gold, stone. And it's how many you can buy for that many. Because in some battles, I see you have 1,000 paladins versus 1,000 heavy cavalry archers, and I don't think it makes sense to be like that, because when you're in a proper battle with like a 1v1 And if you're both skilled players, you're both going to be racking up the resources, at the same time. And some units are more expensive than others. So it's trying to be a bit realistic. So I've given them a budget. Now the budget doesn't really seem to affect much in this league, apart from the Slavs battering ram, because they appear to be cheaper. Now here is our lovely Gauntlet. As you can see, there is slightly not enough units to fill all the spaces. So what I've done is I've added some padding just with NA, just so everything can fit nicely. And I know it does seem a bit unfair to some units, maybe, but if you can't get past round 1, then you don't deserve to be in round 2 anyway. So our first battle is Capt Ram 2. He wins by default. And our second battle is Battering Ram Slavs versus Capt Ram Mongols. So here we go. The Slavs are slightly cheaper, so they have 7 units instead of 6. But the Mongols have Siege Engineers, Faith, and Drill, which is the U for unique research. So let's see what happens. Ooh, okay, 1 point to Capt Ram Mongols. Blue's looking pretty strong here. Oh, no, they just lost all their numbers. Down to 3 versus 5 or 6. The AI does make these units wobble around a lot instead of actually fighting. But they are Siege Rams, so. And to the next battle. Siege Ram 2 wins by default. Capt Ram 1 also wins by default. Okay, then we have Siege Ram Celts, which wins by default. Capt Ram Slavs wins by default. Siege Ram 3 wins by default. Battering Ram Teutons wins by default. Yeah, this doesn't look planned very well, but trust me, I just had to have the Gauntlet grid layout nicely. So, okay, next battle, Capt Ram 3 versus Capt Ram Teutons. Now, to give you an idea of what Capt Ram 3 is, if you look at the top left, that's the Bulgarians, the Magyars, and the Tatars. Capt Ram 3 has Siege Engineers research, but Capt Ram Teutons has Siege Engineers, Faith, Ironclad, and Resist Conversion as their bonus. I would say it should be an even match, but then everything seems to be stacked for the Teutons side. Although we see a lot of blue on the screen. Oh, a few units have fallen. 4 blue versus 3 red. Capt Ram 3. Oh no, they just lost it, so 3 on 3 now. Oh, okay. Not bad, considering Capt Ram 3 doesn't have much. He got pretty far there. Okay, so next is Siege Ram 1, where it wins by default. Capt Ram Celts wins by default. Trust me, round 2 is going to have a lot more battles. So, Capt Ram Ethiopians and Battering Ram 1. Now, if a civilization has loads of research that benefits Siege, but isn't unlocked until age 4, then Battering Ram 1 here would not get those benefits. So I thought to keep it fair, the unit will have the research in when it's used, rather than at its strongest. Okay, so the Ethiopians on the left, they have Siege Engineers, Faith, and Torsion Engines. What does Torsion Engines do again? Torsion Engines is more blast radius of Siege Workshop units. Not sure if that will immensely help them here, but they're doing pretty good. I can mostly see blue on the screen. Oh, nice. Okay, well they are versus Battering Ram 1. Possibly the worst unit in this league, but we don't know that yet. So Battering Ram 1, well, as you can see at the top right, this is pretty much most of the other civilizations. Yeah, I don't think Battering Ram 1 stands a chance here. And he's destroyed! Okay, next up. So Siege Ram Slavs wins by default. You can see they've got 7 units for Siege Ram Slavs, because Slavs are cheaper. That's their bonus. Battering Ram Celts wins by default. Wow, a Battering Ram got into round 2. Siege Ram Ethiopians wins by default, and Siege Ram Mongols wins by default. So that should be the last of the win by defaults. No more padding. So let's have a look at round 2. Here we go. Capt Ram 2 versus Capt Ram Mongols. So Capt Ram 2 has Faith. Capt Ram Mongols has Siege Engineer, Faith, and Drill. Drill is Siege Workshop units move 50% faster. So that might benefit them when they're going in for the, to kill the next unit. Yep. Here we go. Red just going straight through the middle there. I wish they didn't go around the edges and just turn and turn a lot. I wish they were a bit more smart. Okay, Siege Ram 2 versus Capt Ram 1. Siege Ram 2 has Siege Engineers and Faith. Not many civilizations here. Aztec, Incas, Saracens, a lot. And then Capt Ram 1 has Siege Engineers and Faith. So on the research side of things, it's pretty level, but Siege Ram versus Capt Ram. Yep, flattened. Okay, round 2. Yeah, they don't even stand a chance. They did survive a lot longer than I expected there for a little bit. Okay, so Siege Ram Celts versus Capt Ram Slavs. So there are 7 Capt Ram units here on the right, because they are cheaper. As you can see on the right, the B. So both sides have Siege Engineers and Faith, but the Celts have faster fire, and they have fewer Celtica, which is plus 40% to HP. So I've thought maybe that would balance out with the extra unit on the right, but then they are Siege Rams, so yeah. See, no Siege Rams are falling. They just flattened the Slavs. Okay, next we have Siege Ram 3 versus Battering Ram Teutons. So, well, Teutons don't stand a chance because they've got a battering ram. They do have Ironclad, which is extra melee armor, but is that really going to help you? You haven't taken out a single Siege Ram yet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, you did nothing. It'd be an achievement if they could take out 1 Siege Ram 3. Let's have a look. So why do these 2 civilizations have their own unit? Let's have a look. Because they don't have Faith in this one. So the Faith research won't really help much, but it will later on if they're going against the monks. So Siege Ram 3 wins. Next we have Capt Ram Teutons versus Siege Ram 1. So left is pretty stacked. They have resist conversion and Faith. Not going to help them much. They have Ironclad, which is extra melee armor. They are against Siege Rams though. Yeah. Didn't even last 5 seconds in that. So we've got 6v6. Well, that red Siege Ram in the middle seemed to take a bit of damage then. I guess for the Teutons to win in this, they would have to go straight in and attack while the Siege Rams are moving around. But no way. Okay, Capt Ram Celts versus Capt Ram Ethiopians. So this is quite an interesting one. They're both Capt Rams, and they're both their own civilizations. So the Celts are faster in firing, but the Ethiopians have torsion engines again, which is more blast radius. And siege engineers, sorry. Well, that's against buildings though, so Capt Ram Celts for the win. Round 2. You can see what I mean, how all the units around the back they're just wasting time. They should really get stuck in and help the teammates. But that's what we have. We have 4 blues versus 4 reds. Oh, no. 3 blues versus 3 reds. It's kind of even. 2v2. Ooh. Oh, 2v1. Oh no, 1v1. Oh, that was... Wow. Wow. That's pretty good. Okay. Round 3. This is the first time we've reached round 3. So they're getting stuck in there. Blue's doing pretty good. Punching straight through the middle. Oh yeah, blue. Wow. Blue won really quickly that time, actually. Okay, next up, Siege Ram Slavs versus Battering Ram Celts. So, another 2 unique ones. Siege Ram Slavs have 1 extra unit because they're cheaper. They're 2... Well, Siege Engineers and Faith won't really help them out much in this. The Celts do have faster fire. But yeah. Just kill him already. Okay. Okay, so I think we know how this one's gonna go. Come on, Celts. Come on, they're all spinning around. Smash through them. Oh, just completely floppy, these guys. And the Siege Ram Slavs win that one. Next up, we're getting close now to the quarterfinals. Siege Ram Ethiopians versus Siege Ram Mongols. There's some Siege Ram on Siege Ram action here. So it's pretty much torsion engines versus drill, the 2 uniques, which will be extra blast radius versus faster movement. Ooh. Those res just run up and smash them. Wow. You see that once the Mongols are finished with the unit, they just really quickly get to the next victim. At the top there you've got 2v1, at the bottom there, lots of movement going on there. Plenty of blues. Okay, they just lost 2 blue units. 2 blue units. 2v2 now, 2v2. 2v1. Oh, yeah, okay. Nice comeback for the Ethiopians. Here we go, deciding round. I've done best of 3, just to, you know, give the AI a chance in case they mess up on their first round. Proper carnage, we've got a wall of battles here. It's 3v3. 2 Ethiopians left. 2v2. 1v1. Come on! Siege Ram Mongols take the win. Okay, here we go now. Quarterfinals. Capped Ram Mongols versus Siege Ram 2. So the Capped Ram Mongols does have the faster unit speed, but the Siege Ram is a Siege Ram, so let's see what happens here. The battlefield is looking pretty red. Lots of blue units are falling. 4v1. Yep. Siege Ram 2 took the win there. Okay, 6v6. Stop spinning, start attacking. Okay, Blues had a solid start there. They were not really doing any movement, all attacking, but they lost that really quickly. 2v4. Yeah, 1v4. Good job, Siege Ram 2s. Here we go. Siege Ram Celts versus Siege Ram 3s. Looks like we're going to end up with Siege Rams in these final battles. So the Celts have their Fura Celtica, which is the extra HP. And Siege Ram 3 doesn't seem to have many unique or research at all, really. So, yep, they got flattened. Okay, here we go again. Round 2, 6v6. Battle going on in the middle. People walking around the outside. Blue looks pretty strong presence. Ah, yes, it's the Celts. Yep, red trying to flank them at the bottom right, but no luck. See, they're so confident that the 2 at the top are just sitting there like, yep, he got this. Alright, over here we have Siege Ram 1 versus Capped Ram Celts. So a Capped Ram made it to the quarterfinal. So they have a chance because they have Faster Fire and Siege Ram 1 doesn't have anything. So, but it's 1, 2, 3, 4v2, 4v1, no. Maybe started off strong but didn't last very long. Here we go, round 2. See the units, some of the enemy units are next to each other, but they're just too busy going for other ones. And I'm using the attack move here to get them to attack each other. Oh wait, actually we have 4 reds and 2 blues. 3 reds, 2 blues. Come on, Capped Ram. 3. Okay, 2 on 1, 2 on 1. Nice. Capped Ram Celts beat Siege Ram. Come on, Chinese and Persians, they put you to shame then. Okay, round 3, final round, best of 3. 5 blues left, 3 reds, 4 blues. 4 blues, 2 reds. Maybe blues look a bit aggressive now, maybe they're a bit ashamed of their previous defeat. Siege Ram 1 took the win. So, Siege Ram Slavs versus Siege Ram Mongols. So it's 7 Siege Rams on the Slav side. But the Mongols do have drill, which is the extra speed. There we go, proper carnage in the middle now. Strong blue presence. Oh, that one at the bottom, that wandering around, is going to be the decider. 3v1. Yes, and the Slavs took the win, I think. Numbers got them the win there. Come on, the 3 blues on the left. The guys in the middle need your backup. It's 4v3. Blues have the upper hand. Ooh, now it's 3v1. Blues might take this. Yep. I think they won by numbers there, the Slavs. The Mongols are now out. So who do we have left? So we're in the semi-finals now, and the Celts and the Slavs are the only civilizations left. Well, that aren't stacked. So next one is Siege Ram 2 versus Siege Ram Celts. We're all Siege Ram now. So the Siege Ram 2 doesn't have any benefits whatsoever. And the Celts have faster fire and they have more HP, so... Yep, strong red presence. Yep, 5v1, well done Celts. Okay, round 2. I feel like the only way to beat the Celts at this point is you have to get your Siege Rams to just be attacking as soon as possible. Let the Celts do the movement. So it's 4v4, no 4v5, 3v5, 3v4, 2 blues left, 1 blue, oh. Yep. Absolutely flattened. Okay, Siege Ram 1 versus Siege Ram Slavs. Let's have a look. So they pretty much don't have any bonuses for combat, but the Slavs have the cheaper, so they have 1 more unit. Blue's doing too much moving, red's doing too much bashing. Yep. Slavs took the win. Okay, round 2. Got a nice battle going in the middle. Still you got Wanderers around the outside. Blue seems to... oh, okay, Blue seems to have a strong push there, but... it's 4v3 on the blue side. Wow! Siege Ram 1 took the win. Slavs didn't plan that properly. Well, it's because they're AI. Okay. See, now all the blue units are attacking, whereas the red units are wandering. That might cost them. Now the blue's wandering. No. That's 2 on 2, 2 on 2. Now that's going to cost you, that blue unit wandering around. Yep. Well done, Slavs. Here we go, the final. Siege Ram Celts versus Siege Ram Slavs. here we go, best of 5, just to be certain. On the left, Siege Ram Celts, and they have faster fire, and they have more HP. On the right, Siege Ram Slabs. They are cheaper, so they have one more unit. But already it's 4v2, 4v3. The Celts are smashing through them like paper. Round 2. 6v7. Okay, we've taken out one blue. Ah no, lost a red. Good battle sounds going on here. A good bass on these sound effects. Seems quite a mixed presence, 3 on 3. Red doing too much movement though. Destroyed. Okay. Round 3. If blue wins this, blue takes the lead. Well, blue takes the win. 1 red unit down already. 2 red down. There's 2 extra red units at the top there. They were needed. It's too late for them now. 2 red left. 1 red left. And there we go. So, the winner of Siege Ram Gauntlet is the Siege Ram Celts. Congratulations! So really quickly here, if I was to have a league where they all fight everyone, now here's the league table, and I've just entered here for the battle pairs that we have just done in the Gauntlet, the winners and the losers, but they lost their survival time. So you can see that there's a lot of battles that haven't been done. But then if we look at the final results of that, just, you know, it's not a complete league, but there are some results coming through. Siege Ram Celts there, 4 wins, no losses, well done. In second place, you got the Siege Ram Slabs with 3 wins and 29, so 29 seconds is their survival time. And I'll pretty much like add that up each battle that you lose. And then if we see here, are there any ones that draw? So yeah, so 14th place and 15th place, they both didn't win a single battle, but they both drew on 26 seconds survival time. So that's why I'm actually surprised the Capped Ram 1 is worse than the Battering Ram 1. And the Battering Ram 1 almost did just as good as the Siege Ram Ethiopians, which is quite surprising. So that's that one. So thanks for watching. That was a lot of work to put together for the short video. I think the next one we'll do will be the naval melee, because there's only a few units actually. There's the demolition ships. So that will be quite a quick video. But hey, that will be fun to see who's the best demolition ship. And if you enjoyed this video, leave a like, subscribe, and thanks for watching, guys. Good day, champions.